After my business partner and I decided to part ways, he tried to and I want to share with you how you can protect yourself if you decide to go into business with a partner. So I was in business with my partner for 12 years. We built our businesses to a $10 million a year enterprise. And I thought we were friends, and I thought that it would always be that way and we would have each other's back, even if we didn't agree on everything. But boy, I was wrong. After we decided that we wanted different things for the business and the partnership was no longer working for either of us, my business partner, it just didn't seem like it was a fair deal for me to walk away from the businesses for a used car worth about $15,000. So if you don't have the documents in place that I'm about to tell you about, and you decide to split up with your business partner for whatever reason, and you can't agree how to split it up, you're gonna both have to get lawyers and you're gonna have to fight for an agreement on how to split up the businesses. It's gonna cost you a lot of money. And if you can't come up with an agreement on how to split, you go to court. In court, the most likely outcome is that the court is going to order a forced dissolution of the business. This means closing the business down, letting all the employees go, selling the business assets, paying off all the vendors and creditors that you may have, and then whatever's left after all of that gets split between you and your business partner. So if you're gonna go into a business with a partner or currently in a business partnership, make sure you have the following documents in place and signed, and have them somewhere where you can get them in case your asshole business partner decides to lock you out of the company database and delete all the documents you have. First document you're gonna need is a partnership agreement, also known as an operating agreement. So this document outlines the roles and responsibilities and the ownership structure of each partner. It's gonna have in detail the decision-making process, profit sharing or loss, how all that works, and it's going to set the terms for additional or removal of either of the partners, as well as how a partnership can be dissolved. So there's some questions that you're going to want to ask yourself and your business partner together to put into this partnership or operations agreement. The first one is, what are the capital contributions? Who's putting what into the business? So how much money, what are the assets, or what is the intellectual property that each partner is bringing into the business? Write that all down and make sure it's documented. What happens if one of the partners wants to contribute more at a later date? So you have to invest in something or expand the business. How is that going to happen and who does that? If you have profits, which we're starting a business for, how are they going to be distributed and when? Are the profits going to be distributed evenly between the two partners, or are you going to have different contributions or different roles where you'll have a profit percentage or maybe even a bonus? And then if you do have profits, are they going to be reinvested into the business for growth, or is it going to be split between the partners? And when are you going to do that? And how do you know if you're going to do that? Which brings us to how decisions are actually made. Who's going to make the decision? So what happens when there's a disagreement on a major business decision? Are you guys going to have a vote, or is it going to be one person who is going to have that final say? This all needs to be figured out before, so you don't run into any issues. Another document you may want to have, either if it's separately or a part of the partnership agreement, is a buy-sell agreement. This specifies what happens if one partner wants to sell their share, they retire or they pass away or becomes incapacitated, they get sick or injured, they can't make these decisions. It'll also include terms for valuing the business and how those shares are going to be bought out and when they can be bought out. A part of the buy-sell share agreement could also be if you do have to put more money into the business, say the business is failing and you have to put capital in there, who's putting that in there, what are the limits and limitations, and then what would be the terms on repaying those types of loans. You can also look into a non-compete agreement. This ensures that neither of the partners can start a competing business while the partnership exists, or if you want that to continue on to after one of the partner leaves the business, for any type of set of period that you can put in there. Next document that you would want to have in place is a confidentiality or a non-disclosure agreement. So this protects the sensitive business information, such if the business has any trade secrets, any of the customer lists, any of the financial data, or any of that type of data that goes along with the company that could be shared or taken by either partner. To have communication and be upfront and forward, you'll want a roles and responsibilities agreement. This is an agreement that clearly defines each partner's role within the business, the day-to-day operations, whether you're doing marketing or financial management. It just clarifies who's doing what in the business and what they are going to be held accountable. It clarifies expectations regarding time commitments, the tasks, and all the responsibilities that need to be done in any business. You're also going to have to think about what are the consequences if one of these partners fails to meet their obligation or responsibilities. Think about that before it actually starts happening. These are tough conversations to have within the business if you don't have these agreements already in place and have the rules of what's going to happen if somebody fails to do their part within the business. Intellectual property agreement. So this is going to specify who owns the intellectual property of the business. Is it going to be the business or is it going to be somebody personal? So logos, trademarks, and patents that you may apply for and have as the business, who owns them? And if you decide to split, who owns them after? Is it the business? Is it one person? You'll have to decide that. You'll define what happens to all of that if the partnership splits up. You kind of have to think about worst case scenarios. Some other suggestions that I do have for you to look into is insurance policies. You're going to make sure that both partners are covered. There's a policy called Keyman insurance policy. So in case one of you gets sick, gets injured, or passes away, you want some sort of way, an insurance policy to know that you'd be able to continue the business on without that person. You're going to want to regularly consult with an attorney or a financial advisor to make sure all the agreements are legally sound and that the business is financially protected. I got a new saying that I've heard a lot lately from one individual, and I'm going to steal it. It's trust but verify. You want to trust everything that's going on, but verify it on your own and make sure it's all on the up and up. Business partnerships can be very successful if you are both aligned with the vision and the goals of what the business is going to be. But just remember that we're all human, and what we want today may not be what we want in the future. So protect yourself from any of these unforeseen circumstances by having all the documents in place before you start that business partnership. And if you have a business partnership, it's not too late to do it now. Sit down, talk about all these things. It'll be a great conversation. And if you got some good information from this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of great other videos. And if you want to write a comment down below, if you got any questions, I'll try to answer it. So thanks for watching. Check out our other videos. We'll see you next time. Welcome to the bays at Car Supplies Warehouse, everyone. The ultimate destination for everything car detailing. So whether you're a new detailer, you're a car enthusiast, or you're a professional detailer, we have everything you need right here in the retail store. And we understand you because everybody who works here at Car Supplies Warehouse is also a detailing